Floss Tube, all you beautiful people. I hope everybody's had a great week. Um, we've had a rough couple of weeks. It's been stressful, to say the least. We did make our tax deadline. We had quite a few people that I had to call and tell them, I don't know if we made the deadline. I had to tell them their returns weren't getting done. We survived the deadline. How's that? Front came through, and so it's nice, a little bit cooler outside. It's in the 50s. And quite frankly, here in the dungeon, whatever the temperature is outside, it is very close in here. It does have the air to it, but I don't know why. It may be closed off somewhere else. I don't know. It doesn't cool in the summer very well, and it doesn't heat in the winter very well. But look, because it's colder, look, I have on a NASA sweatshirt. Doesn't make me look smarter. That's really the only reason I wear it, I figure. It's NASA. It's going to make me look smart. So, yeah, rough couple of weeks. After the wild game dinner a couple of weeks ago, which I totally forgot to tell you guys, I won a cordless drill. It's still in my car, but I won something. Yay! In the raffle. After the dinner, Addison backed into another car in the parking lot. It's not because she wasn't paying attention. The car next to her, well, it was a big extended cab, long bed truck, was crooked. And she was trying not to hit the truck and hit a car behind her. Which, honestly, I don't think the car behind her was parked where it should have been. There were a lot of people there in a parking lot that can't handle it. I don't know why they didn't open the gate on the baseball fields, because there's a huge parking lot and it's all adjoined. They could have had plenty of room for people to park, but they didn't. Anyway, she hit the car like by the driver's door. If they were parked in a regular parking spot, I don't know how that would be possible. But anyway, got a letter yesterday from my insurance company saying it had all been settled. Everything was done with it. They didn't tell me for how much, and nobody's answered my question of what this is going to do to my rates. But I guess we'll see. New drivers tend to have wrecks, and I'm glad it was this and not something horrible. So, and she was very upset about it. So maybe it'll kind of keep her grounded that she's still a new driver. And then one of our kittens died. He was the runt and was sickly all along, so, but it was still just sad. We had a client totally flip out. And I mean like break with reality, flip out, like needs medication and professional help. And I'm not saying that lightly. We spent days dealing with her until I finally had to tell Dax, you've got to tell her that you're not going to discuss it anymore, because at this point we're just beating a dead horse. Nothing's changed. You're not going to change your mind. She's angry that she owes tax, and that's not our fault. And there isn't anything we can do to make her not owe tax. You know, it is what it is. So she kept telling us that we had put her in a bad place. You didn't write that tax payment check to me. So I don't know why that's our fault, but apparently it is. I did get a little stitching done, a little, like last Sunday. I think Dax and we were at work. I think we each slept like 3 hours on Sunday. Monday morning, I guess. And so we've been pretty low energy. We still have so much work to do, and we don't want the people whose returns didn't get filed to sit and linger. So we still had to go back into work. We haven't taken a day off to just not do anything. I could sleep for 3 days, but I feel like that all the time. I did work on my Snails in Love a little bit. And I say a little bit, it is just a little bit. I don't know if this helps or not. I got some more done on the little girl. I'm sorry, I keep saying I really had hoped to have this one finished, and I just haven't had the oomph. And so what do you do when you have a really, really stressful, rough time going on? Retail therapy. That's what you do. So I bought this pattern online in an Etsy shop called L Cross Stitch. It was on sale for $2, I think, the pattern. But it's adorable. My daughters all love Disney, but Kirsten in particular loves Disney, so I'm making this for her. And I got a tiny little start on it. And because I was out here working on it and sitting in front of my sewing machine, look at that, I zigzagged the edges. You know, you have no idea how big a deal that is. I don't do that. I don't tape my edges. I don't zigzag my edges. As they start to fray, I don't pull the thread, but I cut it even, and eventually stuff will quit fraying. It kind of just, I don't know, eventually it quits, and so I don't ever do any of that. But I happened to be sitting here in front of my sewing machine while I was working on it, and okay, I'll turn it on. I did have more retail therapy. That was all the cross stitching I got done. That's it. Bought some floss. Not anything I need. Not anything I'm looking for. The lady selling it uses the proceeds for an animal rescue. So I thought, why not? It's not bad. That's good. I mean, I like for it to go to a good cause, and I'll use it eventually, probably. I'm sorry, my voice hurts today from the front blowing in. I made a project bag. I just grabbed some fabric that I had here. It's got yellow checks inside. Not at all what I intended to make. Well, I intended to make a project bag. That's about where it ends. I was going to make one, you know, where it has the band of the different color and the zipper here and all cute. And it was early in the morning, and I cut the fabric wrong. And I was like, oh, screw it. I'll just do one with the zipper on top and be done. And then I started sewing the zipper in, which you can see the zipper start here and end here, which is not at all the measurements of my bag. And so again, I was like, screw it, I'll make it work. But it's okay. It is the zipper. The zipper is wide enough because I grabbed the wrong one. That my pages will fit in it without having to wad them up, and the bag is big enough to put it in there, and I can zip it closed, and even if it's not what I wanted, it works. And I'm not, if I was going to sell that bag to someone else, I would start over and make everything perfect, but I'm not selling it, so it doesn't have to be a specific style, I don't guess. So I also, look at this retail therapy. On eBay, somebody was selling scraps of fabric. I think I paid $14, including shipping, for all of this. And it has got, look at, there's pieces of all kinds of shapes and sizes. This one is kind of a green color. It's hard to tell. Linens, there's even weave, there's Aida, there's just everything. And there are pieces of, they're all shapes and sizes, and it's just freaking awesome. It's, and like I said, there's, you know, some of these pieces are a pretty good size. This is like a chocolate brown. I don't know if it shows up that way or not, but that's a pretty good size piece. You could get something nice. I mean, but there are little pieces, and all kinds of colors. Look at the green. That's a pretty big piece. So I was thrilled. There is one piece in here, and it's like Aida around the edges. And it's a big piece. It looks like, you know, for a pillow blank or something. Can you see this part? See the middle section? Is this waffle weave looking? I've never seen one. Like I said, around the edge, that's Aida. But then it gets into this waffle weave. Do you stitch on that? And if so, how do you count on it? I've never seen one like that, so I don't know. Anyway, that is a lot of fabric. And like I said, I paid $14. She shipped it in a priority mail box. She probably didn't charge me enough for shipping. I mean, for what I paid, that is so much more than what I was expecting to get. I couldn't be more excited. And as soon as I finish this, which this is the second go around here because my phone cut off a while ago. As soon as I finish, I'm going to go about kitting up some more stuff. Speaking of which, I counted, I have 25 kitted projects in my box right now. I have 27 in my whip box. But I realized when I was out here kitting up a couple of things, because as I find something, as I come across a pattern or a piece of fabric, I might be like, ooh, this would be good for that. I saw that pattern, let's kit it up. But I was thinking about it the other day because I'm trying to follow other floss tube examples and be more organized. I can never keep up with what groups I've signed up for what stitch along. And so I actually printed out calendar pages, and I have filled in what I'm doing, what I'm participating in. I've got them from this month through the end of next year. And I realized that I'm doing the Year of Whips challenge, so working my way through those. But I also know that I will get bored with that. I do need the new starts. Even if I only work on them a little bit, you know there's that excitement with something new. But I also have the excitement with finishing something, so I'm trying to capture it both, I guess. I realized that, because at first I had panicked a little bit, that I'm doing the Stitch from Stash, and Stitch Mania is going to come up in there, and the Freebie February is going to come up in there, and oh my God, I can do both. I think because for Stitch Mania, I'm doing like Blimey Cat does, and I'm only going to stitch to start something new in Stitch Mania if I finished on that day what I'd started before. And I do Stitch Mania for the 15 days. I think that's probably going to leave me maybe 5 or 6 things for Stitch Mania that I can start. Some of the other ones are pretty big. So I also, for freebie February, I know I'm going to work on the Brooks books, Animal Advent, but I think I'm going to work on it for a week, and which also is one of my whips. And then I think I'm going to do new starts for the other 3 weeks in February of patterns that are freebies. But I think that also I can do the year of starts, if only one start a month, not, I can't do one a day. There's no way. Or even one a week. I'm not prepared for that. Psychologically, I'm not prepared for that. But I think I have enough kitted up right now to be able to do that. And with all that fabric I just got in, I know I can kit up a whole bunch more. And some of them, I have a little list ongoing, and it's got what project, and it's a mess because I write it down as I'm sitting there when I'm kitting. If I get to something and I don't have a color, I just scribble it on here with the name of the project or name I give the project. And because I know that as I finish things, I am not missing that many colors of DMC thread. And as you can see, I've gone through stuff and been able to mark off. Some of it is thread where I hadn't bobbinated it yet, and when I went through I found it and mark it off. But as I finish things, I look on this list to see who needs fabric, who needs thread, and see if any of these will match. I might need to buy a couple, but there really won't be that many. So I'm kind of geeked a little bit about that I can do all of these things. I can still commit to and stick with my Year Whips challenge, and I can start all these things and still be committed to the Stitch from Stash. And I'm not feeling that urge. Stitching Petunia, I was watching one of her videos, and she said that she found that she was buying way more than she would have otherwise when she was deciding to stitch from Stash, or to put on herself on a Stash diet for the year. And I don't feel like I'm having that problem because I do have so much kitted up already. And so hopefully I'm itching to start some of these things that are kitted up, but I'm really trying to hold off. I started the Disney one, so there is that. And I did find the other day that I really didn't want to stitch on this snail one. I wanted to do something else, and I didn't do something else because I reminded myself, you want to get this done, and it's not that big. Just quit being a baby and do it. Anyway, I probably am going to sit out here for a little bit, and I'm probably going to kit some stuff up instead of actually stitching. But I may stitch a little bit later because I'm dying to put some of this fabric that I've gotten with some patterns and see if we can't get some more stuff stitched up. I'm gonna have to go in the house and get some more baggies though. The Ziploc bags I'm running out. I ran out here. So I'm excited about it. I am. I think I can't come up with one for the Stitch Mania's Election Stitch Along. I've signed up with that, and there's one that I can't come up with, and it's the Grand Old Party, something that's a party theme. I don't know what to do. I think I have the rest of them covered with what I'm going to stitch on, but that one I don't think I have anything party themed. It's just, I don't know. And look, while I was out here cleaning, I found this bag that's full of Mill Hill bead kits. Some of them I have done, and obviously like this one I have not. That one will take all of the paper, because it's kind of, it'll take the bulk of the paper, but some of them, like this little bunny rabbit, he only takes like half the paper, because if I'm going to cut them out, I stitch it close to the edge anyway when I start instead of in the middle. And see, like for him, I still have a half a piece of paper and plenty of beads to make another one. I used to have a tree that stayed up all year. It was like a little, I don't know, 3 or 4 foot Christmas tree, pine tree that stayed up all year that I changed the decorations on. And that's why I have those Mill Hill bead kits. I used to do that. Then I had kids and quit doing it. And then now we have cats who are insane. And until they've all been fixed and are old enough to go outside, I'm not putting anything up like that. I know I showed y'all my coffee cup that my daughter had gotten me with George Costanza and all of his sexy glory on the front of it. And I think that I've noticed that having something that sexy keeps my coffee hotter. Don't you think? Anyway, this is the mug that she got for Dax. It says best dad ever. Look at the dad unicorn. He's got a heart on his butt, a bow in his hair, but he's got a mustache because he's the dad. Cracks me up. I think the name of the website that she ordered these from is called Redbubble. I think it's redbubble.com. They've got quite a few funny things on there. Quite a lot of stuff to choose from, period. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's everything. It's hard to remember. Like I said, I was almost done when it cut out before, so I don't really know if I've told you what I meant to or not. If I haven't, I guess we'll find out next week. I probably really need to go into the office and work today. Dax wants to go to Fright Fest at Six Flags. I'm not sure the kids want to go, and he's having a hard time with that. The idea that his kids wouldn't want to go hang out with mom and dad anymore when they've got boyfriends and girlfriend and all of that, so we'll see. I don't know if we'll go or not, but like I said, I need to go into the office, but I just want to hang out and relax and play with the new fabric I bought and get up stuff and enjoy myself. So I may take a day to do that. I don't know. Anyway, I hope everybody has a wonderful week. I hope you get lots of stitching done. I hope I get lots of stitching done. And we will see you here next time. Thanks.